It will allow your mind to remain energized. Always keep your positive outlook. It will give you the strength to accomplish great things. Always keep your determination. It will give you the ability to succeed in meeting your goals. Always keep your excitement about whatever you do. It will help you to have fun. Always keep your sense of humor. It will allow you to make mistakes and learn from them. Always keep your confidence. It will allow you to take risks and not be afraid of failure. Always keep your sensitivity. It will help you to understand and do something about injustices in this world. As you continue to grow, all of you are still here. As you continue to grow in your own unique and wonderful way, always remember that I am more proud of you than ever before. And I will always love you. Thank you.
All I keep thinking is, what would Carl do right now? I'll probably say, oh, Mom, it's going to be all right. My name's Mickey Velasquez, Julio Augusto Velasquez, legal name. Carl was my nephew. Carl was my gift. And even though he wasn't my direct son, in our side of the family, he was the first nephew, grandson, and I was there when he was born at the hospital. When he was born, you know how you get a gift at Christmas time? You get something, and it's, especially when you're a little kid, and it just feels really good. It's just a joy. Because it's your first Christmas you remember. Remember the first time you rode your bike? Remember the first time you kissed a girl or kissed a guy? It's just special, something real special. Carl was the first to be born. And I didn't know it at the time, but it was like my son, because he was born. He was like my son, but he was my nephew. Quickly though, my son was born, and then they were like peas and carrots. And then little Michael came around, and they're like, Glory would say, these are the Three Musketeers. They'd get on the trampoline, and as a parent, you'd be really nervous, but they're jumping up and down, and guess who was leading it? Which is great. Carl was a joy, and he was a gift. He was a special person. If you could just stop right now and everybody just look left and right. Just please look left and right. What you see is evidence of how Carl was a gift. What you see, the people here. Somebody once told me that the joy comes from the Lord. Carl was a joy. When he was born, he had a big smile. I remember him running, and maybe he might have gotten in trouble by Mom and Dad, and he'd run to the crib, and he'd hit that crib, and he'd jump over. It's like, I didn't do anything. He was a trip. book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 14 says, "He will be a joy and a delight to you, and many will rejoice because of his birth." Well, we did. He was a joy. Carl was also a song. In his actions, in his walk, he could sing. Sometimes the lyrics are kind of crazy. But it was a song. He had a good beat, didn't he? Did he have a good melody? There you go. There's my answer. He was a song that was easy to dance to. And because he was such a wonderful song, he just put a smile on your face. You saw those smiles. I sat here and I just saw the laughter going on, hearing it from the background. That's evidence that he was a joy. Psalms 26, verses 2 and 3. Our months were filled with laughter. Our mouths were filled with laughter, Our tongues with songs of joy. Then it was said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for us, and we are filled with joy. My God gave me a gift. He gave me Carl. And then when Lewis, my son, was born, it was like going over, it was like, oh my gosh, I got another son, but this is mine. But what God showed me was that he showed me the joy of how much he can love. And then when Lewis was born, it's exponential. The heart gets bigger. If he was here, I know what he'd say. Uncle Mickey. By the way, he just loved the fact that he was taller than me. He just loved that. He would gloat on that, and I go, whatever. He said, if he was here, he'd say, Uncle Mickey, why are you crying? We are filled with joy. Romans 8:28, verse 30. I need the foundation of God to be able to get me through this. And that's why I quote from here. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. But those God foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the likeness of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brothers. And those he predestined, he also called. Those he called, he also justified. And those he justified, he also glorified. I've seen that God glorified Carl in his life and in his death. Yesterday was hard because, at 8 p.m. I kept thinking about him. That was the time when he went under the knife in an operation for his organs to be donated. By the way, what young kid remembers to put on his driver's license to be an organ donor? Carl did. And when he was, we said goodbye to Carl yesterday about 4 to 6:30 or so. And we had an opportunity to speak with the director of